The Convair Metropolitan. This is its story. And the story of a new era in commercial aviation. The Metropolitan. An airliner you can book your customers on with confidence and pride. Comfortable, dependable, modern. The Metropolitan was designed from the beginning with the convenience of your customers in mind. Your customers, each one just a bit different. Each one with his own individual requirements and his own important reasons for flying from here to there. You know them well. An elderly lady making her first flight. A businessman who will use the airplane to expand his business day. A father who wants this flight to make an unforgettable impression on his young son. Your customers. You can schedule them all on the Metropolitan with assurance that you're providing them with up-to-the-minute speed, comfort, dependability. In this new and improved version of the series of Convair liners which have already proven their worth in more than 800 million miles of service. This is the home of the Metropolitan, San Diego, California. Like the earlier 240 and 340 Convair liners, the Metropolitan is manufactured by the San Diego division of Convair, one of the world's most experienced aircraft manufacturing companies. These buildings that you see here are the work areas for more than 20,000 Convair employees, designers, engineers, craftsmen. They've been drawn here from all over the United States and the world. Their variety of skills and experience played an important part in the evolution of the Metropolitan. This is a part of Convair's design and engineering building. Here in the minds and on the drawing boards of these specialists is where the evolution of the Metropolitan began. Its basis was a proven Convair design and an idea to make it even better. And slowly the sketches and figures became working blueprints and then parts. This is a full-scale Metropolitan wing. In this giant test device, it is being put through the equivalent of 50 years of airline service. That's more service than any airliner would ever see. The designers gave the Metropolitan powerful engines for superlative flight performance. Engines so powerful that special provisions were made to deflect their mighty roar from the passenger spaces. A completely new type of exhaust muffler was developed. Its distinctive rectangular shape actually aims engine noise back and away from the walls of the passenger compartment. And inside the walls of the plane, this sound detection test equipment was used to find where engine noise might penetrate. The meter indicated the areas where special sound suppression material should be placed. Foil sheeting, for instance. It's unbelievably light and as thin as paper, but when it's placed just so on the cabin wall and ceiling, it becomes a formidable barrier to sound. And in addition to the foil sheeting, more specially designed sound-absorbent material, light as a feather. It soaks up sound before it can reach passengers' ears. Afterward, the cabin lining is put in place and the interior tested again. The low meter reading found now visually shows why the Metropolitan is one of the quietest airplanes in airline service today. After the Metropolitan's many improvements had been engineered and thoroughly tested, the airplanes began to take shape in 100 different locations in the Convair plant at once. Each airplane's beginning is in precise hand operations and on individual workbenches of Convair craftsmen. It starts here, and over here, and at the same time here. And as the pace picks up, it grows and expands. The tempo of the operation is picked up by the bigger machines and power tools. The pieces increase in size and begin to take shape in ribs and sections and sub-assemblies. Routinely, carefully, skillfully, the airplane grows. And grows and grows. This is the moment toward which thousands of hands have labored. Closer and closer and lock. This is the moment that the sections and the parts and the sub-assemblies become an airplane. A new Metropolitan. More than 900 transports have passed through this Convair production line and are now in service in all parts of the world. Here the latest versions, the Metropolitans, are given the colors of the airlines which they will serve. Colors that will fly north, east, south, west, over all the continents of the world. At any hour of the day or night, in fact, somewhere at this very moment, there are scores of Convair transports plying the world's air lanes. And in the Metropolitan runs the bloodlines of other famous Convair aircraft. For these same long production lines have produced gigantic 10-engine airplanes, the famous Convair V-36 intercontinental bomber, powered by 4 jet engines and 6 pusher-type piston engines. The Convair Sea Dart, world's first water-based jet seaplane to break the sound barrier. And from Convair, too, came the R-3Y Tradewind, mammoth water-based transport. The new supersonic F-102 Delta Wing all-weather interceptor was built by Convair to guard America's skies, day or night, and in any kind of weather. And from the Convair production lines came the world's only airplane to ever take off and land vertically and fly horizontally. Here, then, the culmination. All the vast resources of design and manufacturing skill gained in the production of every type of aircraft are combined in the Convair Metropolitan, making this twin-engine airliner one of the most efficient and practical of any airplane flying today. The Metropolitan, based on a proven design and some new ideas. Manufactured under the watchful eyes of skilled craftsmen, assembled on a modern production line, and throughout every stage of production inspected again and again. For in the Metropolitan, nothing is left to chance. And now, the final tests, the test flight. These too are routine and thorough. These are the acceptance pilots assigned by the airline. They will test the Metropolitan routinely and carefully to make certain that the new airplane meets the performance requirements of the airline itself before it goes into service. The self-contained ramp fits snugly. The door closes, locks, and is secured. The Metropolitan is ready for flight. During this test flight, you will see a demonstration you may never see in actual airline operation. As a routine part of its series of flight checks, one of the Metropolitan's engines will be deliberately shut off by the pilot, and the airplane will be required to fly and maneuver and climb on one engine only. There are 2,400 horsepower in each of these giant engines. That means that each engine alone has more than enough power to fly the airplane, fully loaded with passengers and baggage, even on takeoff. The combined power of both engines is more than double the amount needed. This extra power is one of the big reasons that Convair airliners are a favorite of airline pilots all over the world. These airline acceptance pilots know, too, that behind each new Metropolitan lies years of experience and know-how in engineering, design, and production techniques. How simple. And yet what power. 4,800 horsepower at the control of one man's touch. Horsepower to pull the Metropolitan down the runway and lift it surely into the air. For the test flight, to show the real power of the Metropolitan's engines, the pilot deliberately shuts off one engine, and the airplane flies easily on a single engine and climbs higher and still higher. The tremendous power reserve in the Metropolitan ensures smooth, comfortable flight. Its flying capability is outstanding on one or both engines. The acceptance pilots find that it maneuvers easily at high and low altitudes. And when the Metropolitan returns to Earth after its tests, proven and ready for airline service, its tricycle landing gear allows the airplane to settle gracefully and smoothly on the runway. Convair transports, with more ports of call than any other modern airliner, are familiar sights in every part of the world. They've lifted their passengers over the Earth's most noted landmarks and have carried them to and from the most faraway places. They are flown by more airlines than any other modern airliner and have covered hundreds of millions of airline miles. Now the Metropolitan adds new passenger comfort to Convair's outstanding record of dependability. The seats are wide and comfortable, and there are never more than 2 seats on each side of the aisle. Seats which may be adjusted with the touch of a finger for individual comfort. Above every seat, there's an individual control panel, placed there for passenger comfort and convenience. Fresh air may be personally regulated to the need of each passenger. And there's a separate reading light. Through the big picture window close to each seat, there's a constantly changing panorama. And if a passenger wishes to summon the stewardess for any reason, a button on the control panel will signal her, whether it's to answer some question about the flight or to provide a personal service. The passengers, young and old alike, agree that the most satisfying of all new innovations on the Metropolitan is its restful quietness. Quietness that was planned and built into the Metropolitan, so that relaxation and enjoyment come easily, even if you have yet to celebrate your first birthday, or may perhaps have celebrated quite a few. In the Metropolitan, even in the rear seats, it's possible to hear the ticking of a watch. The stewardess has direct control over the cabin temperature and light, so that cabin comfort is always just right. And while flying high above the clouds, the pressure within the cabin is regulated by a special pressurization system. Old-time airliners flew at low altitudes like this. Down here near the ground, the air pressure is quite comfortable for passengers. But the dense air sometimes makes for a bumpy and uncomfortable ride. Up here, at high altitudes where the Metropolitan flies, the air is thinner and smoother. But to keep passengers comfortable, to prevent ears from feeling plugged up, the Metropolitan's cabin is pressurized to provide comfortable, low-altitude pressure at the high altitudes where the Metropolitan likes to live. But one of the most important advances found in the Metropolitan is seldom seen by its passengers. It's located in the nose of the airliner, an electronic eye to pierce the darkness and choose its own path through any kind of weather. Airborne radar. Invisible electronic waves constantly probe the sky as far as 150 miles ahead of the moving airplane, searching out a clear flight path over or around clouds for the Metropolitan's pilot to follow by day or night. Radar, newest addition to many modern electronic aids, which make the Metropolitan a better airplane for a smoother, more comfortable journey.
May I have your attention? We are approaching our destination. Please fasten your seat belt.
In flight like a graceful bird, returning to Earth on a soft cushion of air. In the Metropolitan, the cabin floor is always level. For those passengers who will go on to another destination, there's less time to wait between flights. The Metropolitan's door opens hydraulically, and its own convenient built-in steps lower automatically into place. Another convenience which speeds up loading and unloading is this handy luggage rack in the forward compartment of the airplane. For these passengers, there will be no long waiting in line for luggage at airport check stands, and rapid clearance through customs is possible when it's necessary. The loading and unloading of bulky cargo is carried on through spatial large doors located in the rear and forward sections of the airplane, even while passengers are walking down the ramp. Having arrived at their destination with less effort than by any other method of transportation, Metropolitan passengers disembark ready and eager to fly again. Your customers, the most important people in the world. You've given them the best when you book them to their destination by...
Metropolitan?
Metropolitan.
The Convair Metropolitans.